Hey there happy campers, top of the morning to you. Thank you very much for joining me today, I do hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to have a little chinwag about the slice of life anime show called K-On! Even if you've seen very little or even no slice of life anime, I suggest giving K-On! A try. It is a cute, funny anime where nothing important happens, but you'll keep watching because of the characters. While it is a cute girls doing cute things type of anime, it's really much more than that. The creators of K-On! Focused their efforts on making these characters feel like real people. These 5 girls all have distinctly defined personalities, are all adorable in different ways and will surely steal your heart. Once you care about the characters, it feels like important things are happening because it's important to them. You'll start to feel as the characters do, and because they're often having fun and happy, you'll feel happy too. This is more of a recommendation than a critique or deep dive. My intention is to target anime fans who have seen very little or no slice of life anime, which are animes that typically lack a compelling plot or conflict and instead choose to focus on the everyday lives of its characters. If you are one of these fans avoiding SOL, I encourage you to keep watching, because it may help you understand why fans of K-On! Like it so much, and why K-On! Could serve as your introduction to SOL. Even more so, this is targeted at K-On! Fans and those who have seen K-On! But don't really understand the appeal. I hope K-On! Fans can provide me with feedback on this point in the comments, but K-On! Is fun and happy, and I hope this video reflects that. I've left out a lot purposely so I don't spoil it for anyone. There are certain events that if I were to mention it, it would probably ruin it a little, so I won't be talking about these events in this for that reason. Like I say, it's not a deep dive, it's more just me paying homage to the show. So why is a slice of life worth watching? Something I've noticed over my years as an anime fan is that there is a process fans tend to go through as they're getting into anime, and I went through a similar process myself. They often start with their gateway anime, which are now shows like Steins Gate and FMA Brotherhood, and then they seek out shows that are similar. Many avoid slice of life shows for some time, not really seeing any point to a show that lacks a compelling plot. So how can a show without a compelling plot be compelling, I hear you ask? And I'd like to answer that with the effect these shows can have on the viewer's mood. Some SOL anime can truly feel meaningful for the viewers because of their meaningful themes. This, however, is not K-On!'s focus. It briefly touches on meaningful themes at times but never dives into them. K-On! Is focused on one thing, and it does this one thing better than any other anime that I've seen, making the viewer feel happy. Above all else, K-On! Succeeds in its focus due to its well-written characters. They feel like real girls with real relatable personalities, and because of this, it's common for fans of K-On! To grow attached to these girls. We come to care for the characters and therefore come to care about the things that they are doing. What they do is often fairly mundane, normal things like studying, or goofing around instead of studying, and of course the occasional pillow fight. This is slice of life after all, not slice of action. Life tends to contain more mundane happenings than eventful ones, and K-On! Is the same. As you continue to watch K-On!, more aspects of these girls' personalities will reveal themselves. You feel like you get to know them better and better as you spend time with them. This is exactly what happens with real people in real life, and it's one of the reasons why K-On!'s characters feel so real. The first season is bookended by 2 mirror image scenes of Yui running into school. When she's running to school in the first episode, she stops for every little thing she sees and lacks a direction to hold her focus. After finding something that she can find focus on, she runs straight to school, stopping for nothing because she has to get to that concert. Seeing Yui grow plays a role in getting the viewers attached to her and the girls around her because of the roles they played in that growth. Now that the first season is over and you're now heavily invested in the characters, all the events of the second season will feel more meaningful. K-On! Is interesting because the characters are interesting. This is a music anime, right? Why have I barely even mentioned anything about the music? Well, because it's not actually an anime about music. This is more an anime about the high school lives of 5 schoolgirls who we get to watch become the best of friends. I feel like the music serves primarily as a catalyst that brings them together. Although they do put on several performances throughout the anime, and the music is actually pretty good, the majority of the anime focuses on them doing other things, or putting off practicing to do other things. Regardless of what they're doing, All the time they spend together brings them closer together, and seeing this warms our hearts. This is where the importance of having great characters comes into play. This would likely be a boring show if the characters were just okay, and you didn't really care about them that much. But because these are good characters, and because of this you do care about them, all these otherwise boring things become wonderful. And I believe that this is why K-On! Is able to succeed at making people feel happy. You come to care for the characters and feel as they do. The girls are often feeling happy and having fun, which results in the viewer feeling happy and having fun. Caring about the characters more and more is what gives it such appeal as the show progresses. In turn, it makes you like the show more and more, even though what they're doing wouldn't really be considered fun on paper. K-On! Stays interesting because of great character dynamics. But good characters aren't enough to keep the viewer interested for 41 episodes and a movie. These characters need to continuously behave in new ways while maintaining consistency in their characterisation so their actions make sense to the viewer. These 5 girls have remarkably different personalities, but it's because of these distinct and interesting personalities, the dynamics of the character interactions can shift based on what the girls are doing and which girls are interacting with each other. Basically, the characters act differently based on who they're with, talking to, and what they're doing. This is an obvious thing that most animes make an attempt at, but K-On! Executes it masterfully because of the clear focus on shifting dynamics. There's a million ways to get this wrong, I think, but K-On! Really does this well. I'd like to first touch on the common dynamic of the group as a whole. I think the best way to examine this set of dynamics and shifting dynamics is through the filter of what importance the girls place on being responsible, vs doing what's fun. Some of the girls are much more responsible, while others are always looking to skirt responsibility to have more fun. The dynamics shift subtly based on which girls are interacting with each other and when they're all together. But these shifts are much more noticeable when the girls are actually not all together. We experience these shifting dynamics continuously throughout the anime, and it keeps K-On! Fresh and interesting. Characterisation is something that is usually done adequately, sometimes done poorly, but rarely done exceptionally. K-On! Falls into the last of these categories because the show is painstakingly detailed with its characterisation. You get a great feel for who these characters are, because their personalities shine through in every action. Such attention to characterisation is consistent throughout the anime, but is often subtle. It circles back to the reason the viewer gets attached to the characters, because you know who they are, and they feel like real people. Oh yeah, there's music in K-On! I must talk a little bit about the music, seeing as it is quite good. Like the show, the music is light, energetic, fluffy, girly and happy. The music in the show is kind of an afterthought in this because it's not the focus of the show nearly as much as what brings the girls together. Something interesting about these songs is although they do sound good, they are in fact very simple. This results in it being conceivable that the girls could create these songs and gives it a realistic feel to their performance. So yet again, you feel like you're watching real people do real things. Something I really do have to emphasise because it's down to this fact I think the show is so relatable. One of the most impressive things I've learned about K-On! Is the voice actors for the girls actually learn how to play the instruments of their characters. That's some serious commitment to their roles. That commitment is yet another element of the craftsmanship in making K-On! That contributes to the characters feeling like actual people. They actually were learning as they went along. So, let's attempt to wrap this up. K-On! Is painstakingly crafted, so these characters feel like real people to the viewer. Because of this, the viewer feels like they're watching real people enjoy the best days of their life. You feel happy because these characters feel happy, and all aspects of the anime that K-On! Puts effort into. It's so it can accomplish the goal of making the viewer feel happy. There's not really anything meaningful in this SOL, but that doesn't mean it's not good or take away the fact that this is still really fun to watch. It's good because of how it makes you feel, and it will make you feel wonderful. So this is my little overview of K-On! I hope you've enjoyed it. I've had to leave a great deal out of this episode unfortunately. This episode could have easily been 2 hours long, but I still think the point is made. I hope so at least. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. I try to reply to everyone. Subscribing and leaving a like helps me out massively and would genuinely mean the world to me. I'll be uploading here regular too, so there is something to sub for. And if you'd like me to cover anything else in the future, feel free to share your suggestions. But I've been Kez, and you've been watching Kez Vlogs Daily. Thank you very much for watching. Peace!